Hello guys, welcome back again to Dami Dimensions channel. Today's tutorial is going to be a very interesting one because you all know I'm your commissioner for good stuff. So today I'm bringing to you this really beautiful piece. It's something that can spice up your dresses, your blouses, any boring outfit that you may want to bring some life into. As you can see, is something that can really bring life into your outfit. So that's what we are going to be doing today, and you can make use of pretty much any kind of fabric that you desire, but make sure it's soft and has the ability to ruffle and has some shaky texture to it, so let's jump right to making this beautiful piece. For me, I'm going to be making use of this organza fabric, and I have 2 yards right here. So just before we start to cut, let me just show you how to take measurement for this one. So you're going to be placing your tape measure around your neck like this and take it to your belly button, or you can make it extend below your belly button or above it, wherever you want it to stop. All right, so just take note of that measurement. And also you can take your tape measure to the back like this, just to make sure that that measurement you took in front is okay. So make sure the tape measure meets. Another thing you need to measure is the width. Okay, so you first assume the width you want. Let me assume I'm using 8. The middle of 8 is 4, so I'm holding 4 and placing that at the nape of my neck, and then I'm going to check where 8 gets to, above and below. If that length is okay for me, then I can go ahead and use 8, but for me I think it's a little bit short, so I'm going to be trying out 10. So the middle of 10 is 5, so I'm placing 5 at the nape of my neck, and then I'm going to check where 10 is going to get to, above my neck and towards my shoulder, and I think I'm satisfied with that. So that's what I'm going to be using for my width. So we only need those 2 measurements. All right, so now it's time to cut, and I'm cutting that width. I got 10, right? So you are going to multiply the 10 by 2 to make 20 inches because we are going to be folding. Okay, so I'm cutting out my 20 inches all along the length of my 2 yards of fabric. So just go ahead and cut out the width like so, and then you will have strips of fabric like this. So for the length, depending on the length you got when you place your measure around your neck, you can multiply that by 2, or you can multiply it by 3, by 4, by whatever, depending on how full you want it to be. So you will have long pieces of fabric. So I went ahead and joined together all the length of my fabrics. All right, and as you can see, this is what I have. The width is 20, and the length, I wasn't so sure exactly what, but I exhausted all my 2 yards of fabric. Okay, so now you are going to place both of them together like this. It should be right sides facing each other depending on what fabric you're using, but for me, I'm using an organza fabric that doesn't have left side, right side, or wrong side. Right, so just pin it together like so, right sides facing each other, all through the entire length of your fabric. And remember what I said, that the length has to depend on how full you want it to be. For me, I just make sure I use the entire 2 yards of fabric. If you're taller or you want yours to be fuller, you can need more than 2 yards. So then go ahead and join this together like this, really close to the edge, so maybe like 1/4 of an inch seam. So after sewing, you want to trim off the excess so it doesn't show, because this fabric is really a see-through fabric, or you can use an overlocking machine on that if your fabric is not a see-through one. All right, and once that is done, as you can see, I left an opening so I can use that to turn it inside out. So just to show you that you don't stitch everything completely. All right, so what you want to do next is to turn it this way so that that seam falls at the middle of your panel. I don't know what name to call this. So make sure the seam fall at the middle, or if you want the part that falls on your neck to be smaller, then you may not make that seam fall at the middle. You may make one part bigger than the other, like here now is 4 inches and here is more than 4 inches, as you can see. The choice is yours, basically, you know what I mean. So if you want the upper portion to be smaller than the lower portion, you know, the part that goes onto your neck, then that's when you should do that. But if you want everything to be equal, which is what I'm going to be doing, then you should let this seam fall at the middle. So I'm going to be placing my seam to be at the exact middle, so that's why I'm using my tape to make sure it falls at the exact middle. That's just the design that I personally want. All right, so then I just go ahead and pin that down, and then I am going to take that to my machine as well and stitch by 1/4 of an inch and stop here just about 1 inch or 0.75 inch to that center seam. All right, then you stitch from here as well and stop again at 0.75 to that seam. Don't worry, when I do that, I'm going to show you a bit closer so you can see what I was trying to say. So you are going to be having this part opened, okay, and then you are going to be repeating the same thing to the other end as well. So just like we did to that side, I'm making sure it falls at the middle, and I'm pinning it down, and I'm taking that to my sewing machine as well, and I'm going to stitch it all together. So now you see the reason why I needed this opening, to be able to turn it inside out, because by the time I seal the end, I need somewhere to be able to pull them to the right side, okay? All right, so I'm stitching just like I explained, and once that is done, this is what I have. Now you can see what I was trying to say. I did my stitch really close to the end, and I left this part opened, and the same thing goes to the other side as well. All right, so next thing to do, I'm just snipping off the corners, so by the time I turn it to the right side, it's pointy and nice. But make sure you are careful when you're cutting or trimming, because this kind of fabric frays a lot, and if you cut too much, then it can tear up eventually. So now I pulled it to the right side, and after pulling it to the right side, I just discovered this really annoying blue thread in there. Enemy of progress. I just have to take that out real fast. And just like I said, this fabric is a real see-through fabric, so anything in there shows. So that's why I was just trimming off every excess. Now you know why. So now you should take this to your sewing machine and give it a good press. And after I did that, this is what I have. The next thing to do is to find a way to turn this tiny portion and hem it. So you could use you can hem it by hand, or if you can gently take it to your sewing machine and hem that tiny part by hand, so you can hide all the fray edges. And once that is done, the next thing you're going to do is to place a stitch directly on this stitch that you have here. So you are placing the stitch exactly on this line, you know, just to make sure you are not able to open up the fabric as a loop anymore. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what you should do. All right, so after you're done doing that, you're going to place another line of stitch, but this time you're going to be placing it at about 0.75 inch away from that initial one you just did. So you are taking that all the way through the entire length of this long piece as well. And once you're done doing that, you are going to go to the other side as well and place that same kind of stitch on the other side. So once I was done doing that, this is what they both look like. You can see that I have 3 rows of stitches running through the entire length at this point, okay? And this is what we have. This is how long it is. It is very, 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 very long. All right, so the next thing to do now, and yeah, I was just trying to show you that I hemmed that opening as well before I stitched those 3 rows. And now I'm going to be inserting this really cute designer ribbon. Don't mind me, guys, there's nothing like a designer ribbon, but this is the ribbon I'm going to be using, and I have 4 yards of this ribbon, and I cut it into 2, so 2 yards each. Then I'm grabbing my safety pin and attaching it at the end, so I can use the safety pin to pass the ribbon through to the channel, and I'm passing one ribbon to one channel at a time, as you can see. So you just want to keep pushing it up and
you know, till you get to the end. And once you get to the end, you can pull it out, and then you are going to be repeating the same process in inserting the second ribbon into the second channel as well. Alright, so once that is done, this is what I have. As you can see, it's coming out together already. So what you want to do next is to locate the middle point, which is your center back, and you are going to be stitching down the ribbon along that center back so that the ribbon stays in place. All right, and the main reason why you do that is so the ribbon doesn't come out, because if you don't stitch it down somewhere, it's going to, you know, you can literally pull it out, and you don't want that. So I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and make that stitch. And if you want as well, you can also stitch it down here. But if you do that, then you will not be able to be adjusting your ruffles anymore. But if you want to have it as drawstring so you can still adjust, then don't stitch it here. Stitch it only at the middle. And once that is done, that's basically it. We are done. If you want to see how this turns out, you must watch that next video. Of course, I'm sure you don't want to miss how it turns out. There are several ways which you can style this one, and that's why I'm sharing that in a separate video. So make sure you watch it. Remember to smash the like button for me and subscribe if you haven't already, so you don't miss awesome videos like this on this channel. So if that video pops up for you right now, then click it and watch. If not, then check the comment section or the description box for the link. All right, I hope I see you in that video. Bye.